Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video, and as you can tell, it's a bit of a different type of video. We got some face cam going on, if you want to call it that, and this is going to be a Q&A video. I do these every now and then, and if I do not answer your question, in this video, don't worry, because I will do like a handful more, because there is a lot of time between now and the beginning of the seasons of like Flash, Arrow and all of that, so there will be a lot more time to fit in more of these Q&As, because I can only fit in like between 10 and 15 questions just because of like time restraints, because I don't want to make a 2-hour video, so hopefully you understand. So if you don't get your question answered in this video, don't worry, there will be more opportunities, and I will announce, when I'm going to be doing another Q&A in specific videos in the future. So another sort of like underlying reason as to why I wanted to do this video is just to show myself, because obviously I will be at Oz Comic Con in Melbourne this Sunday, which is July the 2nd. If I'm uploading this maybe 2 days before that. So yeah, I will leave the information for that in the description below. If you have not bought tickets and stuff like that, but are interested in going, I will leave all of that linked in the description below. And if you are going on that Sunday, a lot of people have been asking me like, oh, how do we meet you and stuff like that if we are there? How do we know where you'll be? I'm going to say one thing that I will definitely be at. So if you go to this on the Sunday, you will like most likely see me, and that is the iZombie panel, which is at 11 AM on the Sunday. I don't know where it is necessarily, like in the showroom, but like if you look on like a schedule or something, you'll be able to find out where that panel is. So I'll definitely be there because I want to see what they say. So I like iZombie, and I think there's an iZombie question in this Q&A as well. But yeah, so I'll be at that iZombie panel at 11 AM on Sunday. So if you want to see me, that's 100% a place you will be able to see me, if that makes sense. Once again, if you've watched some of my videos in the past, I have to wear the glasses when I'm reading off paper because my eyesight is not terrible, but I need it when I read. So anyway, let's get into the questions. The first question comes from 4ops Halam Live. I think that's how you say it. And he/she says, do you want Zatanna to be in Flash or Arrow or any other TV shows? And well, we saw her in Smallville. It was a bit weird the way that they did her in Smallville. Didn't hate it. I think the chick that played Zatanna in Smallville is Medusa on that Inhuman show. I'm not 100% sure if that's correct. They look very similar, but they look, as I said, they look very similar. So I think it's the same woman, but I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below if I'm correct in saying that. But obviously there is that Justice League Dark movie that they're going to bring out, and Zatanna would most likely be in that. So I don't think they'd bring her onto the TV show if they knew that or any TV show, might I say, if they knew that Justice League Dark was going to be incorporated. Like, I think if Constantine was still around, like that show, they might have brought Zatanna onto that in some way, shape or form, or massively hinted to her. But at this time, I don't think we'll see Zatanna pop up on any of the shows. Yeah, I just don't think that's going to happen. The next question 2, comes from Logan Bateman 17, and he goes, do you think Barry will have Blue Lightning when he comes back from the Speed Force? If not, do you think he will ever have Blue Lightning in the show? I was going to say on the show, but he wrote in the show. And the answer to that is no. I'd be very surprised, because they've sort of like hinted that like the Blue Lightning has something to do with Velocity 9 and like, well, not Velocity 9, just like, speed drugs. The reason that Ezra Miller's Flash in the Justice League has Blue Lightning, Zack Snyder came out, it's like just due to his speed, because in the comics it means something different, so that's what they're doing in Justice League. I just really think they'll stick away from that on the show, just due to the fact that Ezra Miller's, the DCEU Flash has Blue Lightning. So would they really want to mix it up and just confuse people even more if Barry on the TV show got Blue Lightning? So I doubt we'd ever see Blue Lightning again, following from what we saw in Season 2. The next question comes from NCurter0505, and he or she says, when do you think Black Lightning will be confirmed to be in the Arrowverse? And there actually has been some massive confusion around Black Lightning, because a lot of people think that he's confirmed to be in the Arrowverse, and he actually hasn't been confirmed, because the thing is, I think they will confirm him, but they'll wait till the end of his Season 1 run. They'll wait till Season 1's over, see how the show is received. Did the show receive enough viewership to keep it going to pick up a Season 2, and then Season 2 would most likely see him being incorporated into the Arrowverse. I think he's not going to be on any Earth that we're familiar with, so he's not going to be on Earth 1, Earth 2, Earth 3, or Supergirl's Earth, which is Earth 38, and maybe not even Earth-19. I think he'll be on his own little thing, and how they incorporate him, that's another story, another question completely, but at the moment he's not in the Arrowverse, even though he is like, it's developed by the same people that run all the other shows. he's not in the Arrowverse. It's like with Supergirl. She technically wasn't in the Arrowverse when she was in season 1. It was like towards the end when, it was getting closer to them moving to the CW, where they sort of like moved her into that Arrowverse sort of world, if you want to call it that. So yeah, at the moment, Black Lightning is not going to be in that Arrowverse, but I think they'll just wait and see how the show is received, whether they get into a season 2, and then that's where they'll move ahead with incorporating him into the Arrowverse. The fourth question, I cannot count, comes from Comic Sis, or Comicsies, one of the two, and he goes, will Accelerated Man be Earth-19 Hunter Zolomon? Now, I think I've seen this theory a couple of times, I think on maybe Reddit, I don't know, something like that. Maybe. I guess it just really depends on Teddy Sears, who played Hunter Zolomon's availability. I think his show got cancelled. 24, that new show, did it get cancelled? If it did, then he might come back, but it depends on how big the role is, whether it's worth him sacrificing his time, if like he could be getting another role, which, because it's his job, it's his career. So yeah, it just depends on that. The likelihood is probably below 50%. It's probably like a 20%, if not lower than that, maybe like 10%. I guess it would be cool to see him come back, but I don't know. It just doesn't really necessarily make sense, but it would be sort of cool if it happened, I guess. Question 5 comes from Jennifer Rainbows Ramirez. Which DC show is your favorite? It's a trick question, not really a trick question, but it sort of like splits into two parts, because overall, if you had to go like over the seasons, you'd have to say Flash, but as at the moment, going into the new seasons, I'm just so excited for Arrow because I have no idea what's going to happen. Obviously, some characters have already been confirmed to be alive just due to the fact that, going into the new season, they have to like renew contracts and stuff like that. But with Flash, there's not much going on there. Like, Barry's in the Speed Force, but we know he's going to come out. There's no real shock value there. I guess the most interesting thing about that learn your English, mate, is, how is he going to get out and when? We know he's going to get out, but how is he going to get out and when is he going to get out? Those are like the two big questions, but then nothing like that's keeping us on the edge of our seat. But with Arrow, they left on like literally the perfect definition of a cliffhanger, with that island exploding and us going like, what the hell is going on here? So going into the new seasons, more excited about Arrow, but as a whole, I think you just got to like Flash more because Arrow had seasons 3 and 4, which was sort of, you don't really want to talk about them too much now. So yeah, that's my answer. Question 6 comes from Angel Wellborn. I think that's how you say it. And she or he, I think it's a she, goes, do you think that Manu Bennett will get his own original Deathstroke TV show? And even though that would be cool, like there has been a lot of like sort of campaigning, I guess you could say, around it, I think the answer to this is no. And it's not me saying I don't want to see it, because I think it would be pretty damn awesome. I think we all love Manu Bennett as Deathstroke. I think it's just more like, can they commit that much on a character for a CW show where they really want to spurt over 10 to 23 episodes on a character, or on a show, might I say, and I just don't think there's too much content there. The only way I could see this working is either, how they have that DC streaming service that's going to have the new Titan show on it? They could do it on that, or it could be something that a lot of people wanted that's similar to the Superman, Tyler Hoechlin's Superman. A lot of people wanted like maybe a 6 to 8 episode, like sort of mini season, if you want to call it that, about Superman, not like a full one, but just a short one where like every episode is action packed and it's like a small contained story. They could do that with Deathstroke as well, but they need to plan it out. They can't rush it. They'd have to think, okay, is this something that we really want to do? And would it be incredibly interesting and like really good storytelling for us to go ahead with it? And there's a lot of things that factor into it, rather than just like, okay, Manu Bennett's really cool as Deathstroke, so that's where we're going to go. There's other things that factor into it, like overall story, a villain for the season as well, other characters, how to make it extremely interesting from what we've already seen with Deathstroke. So yeah, there's a lot of things that incorporate into that would actually, be the, like, what am I trying to get at? Like to get it over the line, if that makes sense. Like to get all the show over the line, actually make it. There's a lot of different hurdles that the show has to jump over. Question 7 comes from JNN Gaming and more, and he goes, what is your opinion on the Sony Venom drama? I don't really know what that means. The only thing I can think of in regards to the Sony Venom drama is the fact that there was confusion about whether the Venom movie that's been announced with Tom Hardy as Venom is in the MCU or not. And I think when it got announced, I was like, okay, well, it won't be in the MCU because they would have to make a Spider-Man movie before in the MCU, because they made Spider-Man Homecoming, and they'd either have to incorporate the symbiote in Homecoming, or make another Spider-Man movie before Venom. So I just assumed the Venom movie was going to be its own thing, and we're going to get sort of like a quick sum up of how he became Venom or something. I think it's a bit messy, the movie, because I don't know how you can do a Venom movie without doing a Spider-Man lead-up movie beforehand with like Spider-Man in the black suit. So I don't know how it's going to work. I know there was confusion because someone at Disney, or was it someone at Marvel, said that like, oh no, I think it was the Sony lady, said that Venom will be in the MCU, and then she retracted her statements, and then there was more evidence that it could happen. I don't know. It should be a cool movie, I guess, because Tom Hardy, like I don't think anyone was really expecting Tom Hardy to be Venom, but because Venom's a pretty cool character. But I think it just seems a bit messy, and it could be a massive fail if they really don't do it right. Like it actually could be like a dumpster fire if it's not done right, especially saying the last time we saw a live action Venom was Spider-Man 3. So just let that sort of go through your head for a bit there. Question 8 comes from Hunter Zolomon. Hunter Zolomon, and he goes, what music are you into? What's your favorite song at the moment? Honestly, I'm really into any music. I'll sit down and listen to anything. It doesn't really bother me. It can be like the lightest or the hardest of anything, and I honestly just sit down and listen to it. I'm really not picky with my music. There's some music where I'm like, but it's like the generic like ones that a lot of people don't like. So I'd have to jump into that, that bandwagon, if you want to call it that. What's your favorite song at the moment? Favorite song at the moment? It's probably like Go Flex or Fall Apart by Post Malone. I think Post Malone's really good. But yeah, those are like the two ones I can think off the top of my head that I'm really enjoying at the moment. At the moment, sort of like a testy pop there. But yeah, so Post Malone, Fall Apart, or Go Flex. Go listen to them if you haven't. They're pretty badass. Question 9 comes from Declan McKinney, and he goes, what is your overall opinion on iZombie? Here's the iZombie question. And how would you rank it among the other DC TV shows? iZombie is one of the most criminally underrated shows I've ever seen. It gets under 1 million viewers a week on the CW. You don't need a lot of views to stay up, especially if your show doesn't cost a lot to make. And iZombie falls under that category. Like I think they could survive even if they got like 0.8 million viewers a week. I just can't believe more people don't watch this show. I can't believe it. It's so good. Honestly, I think it hasn't had a bad season. I think every episode is entertaining. iZombie only has 13 episodes a season, so it does have that advantage. Like if they had to do a 23 episode season, then they might struggle. But like the show's so good, I can't believe it. And the way that season 3 ended, it only ended from when I'm making this video. It came out yesterday, the finale, and I watched it and I was like, what the hell? But if you have not watched iZombie, please do it. Like if you start now from season 1, there's only 39 episodes. You could easily finish those before all the new seasons start for the other shows. Definitely watch it. In regards to ranking it among the other DC TV shows, overall, I think it would be number 1. Because it hasn't had a bad season. Because Flash, even though season 3 technically wasn't bad, it was very disappointing. But iZombie's had 3 seasons as well, and every season has been really good. So honestly, it'd actually be number 1. And it is a DC show because it's a Vertigo comic, but Vertigo is under like the DC umbrella. Like Lucifer, that show is a Vertigo comic, but once again under the DC umbrella. So iZombie's amazing. Go watch it. The next question 10 comes from Jason Pizzle, and he says, I see a lot of channels copying your style with the same type of titles and thumbnails. Does this annoy you? Now, I chose this question because a lot of people do ask me this question. And the honest answer to that is I don't really mind it. The thing that really annoys me, and it's actually this period of the year, and I'm not going to call anyone out by like specific names because that's just a really dog act, and I don't think it's my responsibility to do that. I think it's the viewer's responsibility to go whether a person's content isn't that good or is, pushing the limits of just being pure crap. But there's a lot of channels doing content over this break where it's just ruining the niche, and it's really annoying for me because I worked really hard to get my channel to where it is at the moment, and it's really annoying when you get channels that are under like, I'm not trying to like sound like big-headed and stuff because this is the honest truth, and I think it needs to be said. Some people might not don't really want to say it just because they don't want to cause controversy, and I'm not trying to cause controversy, it just needs to be said. But there is a lot of channels, say like under 10,000, maybe under 20,000, maybe under 30,000, maybe under 50,000 subscribers, which are trying to do daily videos during this break and spewing utter crap out, making ridiculous theories that make no sense, and it's killing the niche. It's killing the niche, and by niche, it's killing like the genre. Like, so the Arrowverse TV show genre, because there's so many people doing these videos which make no sense. They're literally doing videos just to get views over this break, daily videos. We don't need to. Look at, like, I'm uploading like once every 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 days. I might not upload a video for 4 days because I don't need to. There's no need to. I upload videos which I think are not necessarily necessary, but the videos that people want. I've said that throughout like the break. If you have a suggestion for a video, leave it in the comments and I'll think about it whether it's a worthy video to do. And that's what I've been doing. I think all the videos I've been doing over this break are ones that people are somewhat interested in watching and actually has some like legitimacy to them. Like there's actual like rumors and stuff like that about it happening, or it's a character that could potentially show up. I might got a hint to it. So I don't know. It's worrying. Thank God Comic-Con's coming up, so hopefully people will just focus on actual content that we get from Comic-Con and not just spurting bullcrap. Sorry for like saying that, but yeah, it's a bit annoying because I'm saying it. I wish I could call people out, but I've seen some other people calling people out as well, and I've seen some people like copying videos that I did like last season. So say I was talking about a video leading up to Arrow Season 5 or The Flash Season 3, people are taking that exact same video, the exact same stuff I talked about in that video, but just putting it like Flash Season 4 or Arrow Season 6. I see you, but I'm not going to call you out, but you know who you are. Question 11 comes from Tyler Bass. I was about to say boss, Tyler Bass. And he goes, what is your least favorite Arrowverse season? This is the easiest question in the world. Arrow Season 4. Question 12 comes from Godspeed 128. Godspeed, the name must have been taken. So 128 is there. He goes, do you currently read comics? If so, which ones? I really enjoy DC Rebirth in general. Honestly, no. And people might be shocked. I haven't read a comic in... Actually, sorry. Lie. I read a comic about 3 years ago. But 2.5, 3 months ago, which was Long Halloween, Batman. I had to look because it's up there. Long Halloween Batman, I had read it like ages ago, and I decided to reread it because why not? I think it's really good. Reread it because it's a really thick one, like you get immersed into it. But apart from that, I haven't read any DC Rebirth in ages. Like, I didn't finish the Godspeed arc. I didn't finish the Volume 1 of Green Arrow. I haven't read any of it. And I'm not ashamed to say it because people will go, oh, well, you're a bit fake then, aren't you? Not really. If I don't really want to read them, I'm not going to force myself to read them. Like, it's like if I'm not going to force myself to watch a movie because I'll probably enjoy it less. If I'm forced to read something, then I'm probably not going to enjoy it as much as if I was reading it for the joy of it, if that makes sense. So I'll probably catch up. Like, they're pretty easy to get through once they're in like the trade back. So I'll eventually do it. But at the moment, I'm not reading anything and I'm pretty happy with it. And the last question, which is question 13, comes from Brody Man. I can't even read my own handwriting, but I'm pretty sure it says Brody Man 30. And he goes, do you think we'll ever see ginger-haired Wally West on The Flash? I have a theory on how this could happen, but what do you think? And this is a massive misunderstanding, I guess, with the show. A lot of people are like, okay, well, we've got the black Wally West, because obviously in the comics now there's 2 Wally Wests. There's a African-American one and there's the ginger-haired one. So a lot of people thinking on the show of The Flash, oh, where's the ginger-haired one? When he's going to show up? I think there's like a misunderstanding because they've established that the West family on the show in the Arrowverse is black. They're African-American. So Wally West is going to be African-American or black. So we're not going to see a ginger-haired Wally West. I've answered this question before, I think. It might have been just in like a random video where I brought it up. We're not going to see the ginger-haired Wally West. It's never going to happen. If it does happen, it's not going to make any sense. So, yeah. But that's it for the question, guys. Once again, sorry if I did not answer your question. There were a lot to get through. There were some similar ones. So, like, you might have actually technically had your question answered in this video. It's just that I wouldn't have read your username out because the one I read out had the same question as you, if that makes sense. But as I said, I will try and do more of these. Actually, I will definitely do more of them leading up to the new seasons, but I'll obviously let you know when I'm going to do them in other videos and get you to ask questions on those videos, comment sections. Yeah. But as always, guys, if you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, I guess, on anything I said, like maybe your opinions on any of the answers I gave in this video. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.